It's time for Coach's Corner as we wind down the school year. Spring sports, a few of them still have some unfinished business, including our tennis teams. Larry Williams, our girls tennis coach, is with us, and I must say, a very nice-looking group of girls. I saw a picture in the Sunday Ponca City News. All were smiling. You had a good weekend, didn't you?
We did. We had a real good weekend. Thursday was that particular tournament, and that was in Oklahoma City. That was a sophomore tournament, and we had 2 third places, a fourth, and a consolation championship. So we didn't stick around long enough to find out how we came out in the team standings, but we were in the top half, maybe finished third, something like that. And then Saturday we had we had the Ponca City Big Daddy Invitational for Big Daddy Steve Larimer, and we did pretty good in that tournament also, to be real honest. So the girls are coming along. We found if we go west of I-40 or of I-35, we do better than east of it. I think the competition's just stronger over there.
Do you know where you're going to be placed in regionals yet?
We're hosting the regionals here.
I knew you were hosting the regionals, but it's going to be an Eastern-dominated regional?
Yeah, it really is, to be real honest. There's 2 regionals over in the west. I forget where they're located, but I believe Bixby and Ponca City have these this year. Union really wanted it because they built a completely new complex with 14 courts, but they didn't get it this year, which is kind of strange.
Okay, so that's next Monday. As we record our program today, do we have any action this week heading into regionals?
We do a quad on Thursday at Stillwater. I don't know what teams are coming, but that's to kind of keep us active, hitting the ball, and then maybe this weekend we may bring at least our doubles teams out and bring in some other people, that maybe some of the gentlemen and women in town, and may hit with the kids just to kind of keep things going. But yeah.
Is your lineup set, and what is that lineup?
Set. It's the same as it's been really all year. Megan Carey at number 1 singles, Blair Didlake, you know Blair, at number 2 singles, and then we're going to have two freshmen, which we've had all year, in Taylor Whitefield and Gabriella Langston playing number 1 doubles, and then 2 juniors, Sarah Allison and Natalie Baldwin will be our number 2 doubles teams.
As you look at the regional on Monday, I guess first of all we might mention how a tennis tournament works at the high school level, where it's going to be played, if people want to go watch it, some of those specifics that we don't get into enough.
It's going to be Monday, the 5th for the girls, and then a week after that, the boys will have it on the 12th. And the 2 coaches for the boys will run our tournament, and we'll get to coach, and we'll just flip it the next Monday. Technically, the matches will start probably about 8:45, probably go till about 5 o'clock that evening. It's going to be some of the better competition in the state. The boys will have some good placement in theirs, at least in the 1 and 2 singles with the Langstons. We hope that we can improve. We've improved each year. I don't know whether we'll bring anybody to state this year or not, but that's one of our goals, is to get somebody to state at least.
But as people go to the Wally Smith Tennis Center, they can just casually watch as they want to. And is all the action going to be right there at the Smith Tennis Center?
Right, because we're not having boys and girls playing the same day. It's just the girls, and so it's we'll have everything right there. People should probably bring a lawn chair if they want to. There's a few benches, but they're far and few between, so bring a lawn chair.
Okay, so we'll have 8 teams, I assume, here.
8 teams,
who's the team to beat, Larry?
Probably Jinx, by far. I think Jinx has come in, and they are always strong. They won our regional last year. Ponca will be strong again in the boys. We should be hopefully in the middle of the pack, and hopefully we can get somebody to state. But Jinx is going to be the team to beat in almost every situation.
And maybe for those that aren't familiar on how the placement into the state tournament works, you might explain how you have to finish in the regionals to advance to the next week's play.
Well, you get a playback situation. It's not a straight tournament. Like if you win, you don't go to the right and then win another one and win another one to win the championship. If you lose, it's a little bit complicated, but there's a playback system so that you actually get the top 4 players in each division. So to make a long story short and make it the easiest for everyone, is the playback system provides the top 4 finishers will go to state.
And that is a system that you like as a coach?
It's fine, yeah. At least you get a chance to come back. If you lost the first
Right.
match, then you'd just be out, if you were in a regular tournament. Because if you lose in a regular tournament, then you just are on the back, what we call the backside. You're getting less points for the team, et cetera, et cetera. This way you can lose the first one, and then maybe you can win the next two, and you're in good shape to go to state.
And upsets happen, and so that provides a little, I guess, excitement for all those kids. So, but you think maybe with the right draw and the right scenario, you could get some kids to state tournament?
We could. Probably our best opportunity might be the #1 doubles where the two freshmen are. Maybe Blair would be, Blair Didlake at #2 singles has a possibility, some upsets. And if everything came out right and they had their heads screwed on straight and stuff, the #2 doubles team, I think, could pull an upset and maybe go on.
I know that I'd be disappointed if the Langstons on the boys' side didn't get there. They're terrific,
well, yeah.
aren't they?
Well, yeah, they're going to go.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just a statement I can make, is that they're going to go. They may not. I'm sure that Daniel, that plays #2 singles, will definitely, well, I would say this, he should win the regional, and then he should go on to state, and I think he should win #2 at state. Daniel, Blake, his older brother, plays #1 singles, and he's got a tougher situation, to be real honest. There's just a little bit better competition there, but I think he can win the regional, or at least come in second, and then from there it's kind of a dogfight. It seems like when we're doing the seating meetings and stuff, everybody's very pleasant for most of the year, and then that 5% of the year when you have the state tournament, it's kind of a dogfight to get your seeds.
Well,
Yeah.
it seems like it's that way in every sport, and
Yeah.
when you're in north central Oklahoma, you're on an island, so
Yeah, it's true.
don't have a whole
It's
lot of
true.
support. Larry Williams, our guest, and if you're not familiar with Larry's situation, he teaches the high school. He's our girls tennis coach, but if you want instruction for your kids in the summer, he's the go-to guy. And Larry, I don't know whether we're going to have you on one of our programs before the end of the year, and I thought I might give you an opportunity, if you would, to kind of go over how your summer tennis program works and maybe how they can get in contact with you.
Sure. And just a minor correction, I not only teach at the high school, but teach at East also, special ed teacher. For the summer, we're going to have sign-ups on Wednesday, May the 21st, in the evening out at the Wally Smith Tennis Center. And this is ages basically 7 to up to 18 years old, and it's 2 hours a week or 2 times a week for 1 hour each, so it's 2 hours a week. It's $40 a flat total fee, not per week or per session or anything, $40 for the whole summer. And we start with beginners. We do a special 10 and under program. I don't know whether you know this, Phil, but on the 10 and under for the United States Tennis Association, Oklahoma, Missouri Valley, everything, they play with, the 10 and unders play on a smaller court that, I mean, it's a smaller version of the large court, and they have a softer ball and shorter rackets. The 8 and unders play on a net that's probably about 3/4 the height, or maybe 1/2 the height of the normal net. They have a lot shorter rackets, about this long, 21 to 22 inches, and they use almost a foam combination ball that bounces a lot softer and things like that. The reasoning behind all this that they did, because Europe's been doing this for 30 or 40 years. Roger Federer, if anybody's familiar with Roger Federer, one of the top players in the country, they went to a situation because the kids were hitting balls, regular sized balls, and they're 8 or 9 years old, and they're hitting the ball way up here in the air. Well, that's not the right thing to do. They need to be hitting it here at the normal height, and so they went to softer balls, smaller rackets. Like I say, Europe's been doing that to train them and then move them up to their proper place, and when they get to be 11 or 12, they're on the regular ball that like the high school kids use and stuff like that, regular nets. They have the endurance and things like that to apply. So,
What phone number, or do you have an email that you'd like to leave for our people?
I think our best situation is to contact the Ponca City Recreation Department, because it's done through that. It's going to be Monday through Thursday, and I'm going to be working with from 8 in the morning until 5 o'clock, and I'm going to have 2 assistants, I believe, this year, and that's the Allison twins. Sarah and Emily helped me last year a little bit, and they're going to help me a little bit this year, particularly with the younger kids, the 8 and under kids. They seem to flock to those 2 girls really well, so they're going to help with that program. So there'll be 3 of us out there kind of in between working with all the kids, and that program has built some of our kids that are playing now, particularly we've got two junior high girls that are seventh graders that are playing really, really well, and they came through that program, so we're real pleased with that.
Absolutely. Regionals in Ponca City next Monday, and if you have a boy or girl interested in summer tennis, great guy, Larry Williams, he's the man to contact, or go through Terry at the park department, and they'll get you hooked up with summer tennis classes for your young daughter or son. Larry, great to talk to you. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you. Thank
and
you.
We'll talk to you next time on Coach's Corner.